Hi guys, welcome to Making Sawdust. I'm Kevin and I'm an inspirational collector. That's right, an inspirational collector. You may have never heard that term before, but it is the opposite of a hoarder. Inspirational collector finds something on the side of the road or at a garage sale or on Facebook Marketplace, like I did, for cheap and buys it, picks it up, takes it home, and finds some good, usable stuff and gets inspiration. So stick with me. Let's break down. So last weekend I found this desk listed on local Facebook Marketplace. It's an office desk, and I saw it and I says, "Ooh, there's some materials. Ooh, there's some drawer slides. Let's go get it." So we went and picked it up, and one of the challenges is, where are you going to store that thing? Well, I live in a small house and I have a small dungeon type workshop. Well, I needed to figure out how to either store it someplace so it wouldn't get damaged, or what the best option is in this point, disassemble it. Break it down, and that is tip number one. Break it down into raw materials. I'm on a budget like many of you guys are, so breaking down this material and saving the L brackets and the screws and even the dowels are actually a really good investment for me. You never know when you're going to need a handful of dowels to put together a jig or a fixture or something like that. And actually, a lot of times it helps me in the design process of a jig or a fixture because I have some raw materials to work with and I don't have to actually make every single item. And some of the dowels actually fought me a little bit, so I just busted them off. But part of breaking down the material is removing all that hardware and all that stuff that's sticking out the edges. You know, if there's no nails sticking out the edges, then when you go and grab that piece of material from a flat pack area, you can just run it through the table saw. These drawer sides were the first thing that I actually noticed when I saw this desk on Facebook Marketplace. Those full extension drawer slides are going to be used for my table saw project, and the other drawer slides are going to be useful also. I already have a small collection of drawer slides, but this is going to help me, obviously, organize my workshop a lot more and build a nice little cabinet area. Another thing is just break everything down and organize it. I'm even pulling off the drawer faces. These are actually just a MDF core hardwood veneer. The drawers are 1/2 inch plywood, but they're hardwood plywood. And I also mark any nails or anything that I couldn't pull out, nails or staples, with a pencil, just so I don't forget. And if I go and grab that piece of material, it's quite visible for me to see that I need to work around that area. Part of staying organized is keeping all my hardware organized. I built this little cabinet, really not even finished, but all out of pallet wood, and it holds all of my little cardboard cups that I made. Cardboard tube, some cardboard glued on the bottom, and that's where I keep all my hardware. So you can see I've got a nice little collection of screws, threaded inserts, and some dowels, and I think I got about 20 of those L brackets. And the MDF that I can inventory, I call it, is actually 3/4 inch MDF with actually the sides were like 1/8 inch thick oak veneer, and the tabletop actually is a lot thicker veneer. Tabletop is about 1.25 inches thick, so it'll come in very handy for my table saw project and jigs and fixtures and other types of stuff. It's pretty much the main reason I got this desk was these drawer slides right here. Full extension. They are a 22-inch slide. I looked on Amazon, like $50 a set, and this is something I was going to buy for my table saw project. Let me explain a little bit about the project. I have a job site Skill 3410 table saw, and it sits in the middle of my shop over here between my shopsmith, my drum sander, and my planer, and all that stuff. And I need to build an assembly bench. So I don't want this thing sitting in the middle all the time. I use it for smaller stock most of the time. And so I thought, what if I could hide it away? I have a good spot. It's really deep, right underneath my bench right here. Oh, 30 inches, 32 inches or so. And my saw width is probably only about 24. So with the combination of these drawer slides and another set of drawer slides that I got off this desk, I'll be able to tuck this saw all the way underneath my bench, pull it out when I need it, and I will also have obviously be built on a platform, very rigid for these slides, and then a leg assembly that'll flip down to support the end. These slides are rated for like 250 pounds, something like that. My saw weighs nowhere close to that, but I want the added rigidity. So when I'm using the saw, it's not, moving back and forth and pushing on these drawer slides. So that is like one of the very next steps in my project for this workshop, is this table saw, slide out, whatever you want to call it. And then after that, I'll be moving my shopsmith around, working on more dust collection and a cyclone, and then hopefully an actual woodworking type bench with a vise and, in a nice assembly area. So if you've stuck around this long, thanks guys, you guys are saints. I want to encourage you, if you don't have all the right tools and you don't have the expensive stuff, and you might have a unique situation in your shop, use what you got, not what you ain't. And as always, get out there, start making some sawdust.